God, before I start talking at you about what I need, I want to stop and say thank you. Not in a polished way. Not in the rushed way where I say, thank you for this day, while already thinking about emails, traffic, breakfast dishes, and whether I forgot something important. I mean a real thank you, the kind that makes me slow down enough to notice that I'm alive, breathing, here. The kind that interrupts my habit of acting like everything good is ordinary, and everything hard is an emergency. Because if I'm honest, I don't struggle only with pain. I struggle with forgetting. Forgetting what you've already done. Forgetting how many times I thought something would break me, and it didn't. Forgetting that not every answer arrives loudly. Some things change so quietly, I almost miss them. A softened heart. A door that closed before it wrecked me. Strength showing up in a conversation I was sure I would fumble. Daily bread looking so normal I nearly call it coincidence. So this morning, with the coffee getting cold, people already needing things, the group chats waking up, the sink still holding yesterday in it, I want gratitude to be more than background noise. I want it to have weight. Thank you for the roof over me, even if I complain about this place sometimes. Thank you for work, even if parts of it drain me. Thank you for the people in my life who love me imperfectly, because I know I'm not easy all the time either. Thank you for the body I've criticized, even while it has carried me through more than I give it credit for. Thank you for the mind that gets tired, yes, but still creates, solves, remembers, learns. Thank you for mercy that does not humiliate me. And God, I also need to admit something. Sometimes I only call it silence because you're not moving the way I pictured it. That's the truth. I say you're quiet, but maybe you're just not performing for my anxiety. Maybe you're not interested in feeding the part of me that always wants proof, immediacy, visible progress, something I can screenshot and show people. Meanwhile, you're doing deeper work underneath the surface, and I'm too impatient to honor it. I don't want to be that blind. There are ordinary miracles all around me that I rush past because they don't look dramatic enough. The apology I finally meant, the bitterness that didn't get the last word, the friendship that survived a hard conversation, the check that came right when it needed to. The instinct to pause before saying something petty, the way I didn't fall apart in a situation where the old me probably would have. None of that is small. That is, you moving in silence. Your word says, give thanks in all circumstances. And I used to hear that like pressure, like I was supposed to fake positivity. But I don't think that's what you meant. I think gratitude is how I keep my soul from becoming entitled and numb. I think gratitude is resistance. It pushes back against cynicism. It keeps me from worshiping what is missing while disrespecting what is present. So shape me into someone who notices. When I'm packing lunches, let me notice provision. When I'm commuting, let me notice protection. When somebody crosses my mind for no clear reason, let me notice maybe that's love calling me to reach out. When a delay frustrates me, let me notice what disaster I may have been spared from. When the day feels repetitive, let me notice the sacredness tucked inside repetition. I don't want to need a crisis before I become aware of you. And while I'm thanking you, I'm also bringing you this restlessness in me that wants life to be louder, faster, more obvious. That part of me gets bored with faithfulness. It wants fireworks. It wants instant clarity. It wants one huge answer instead of 10,000 quiet mercies. Forgive me for how often I overlook the quiet mercies. Teach me the kind of gratitude that is not denial. I'm not trying to pretend everything is easy. Some things are still unresolved. Some prayers are still unanswered. Some relationships still ache when I think about them. Some responsibilities are real, And some fears do not disappear just because I've named a few blessings. But gratitude steadies my vision. It reminds me that lack is not the whole story. Silence is not absence. Waiting is not wasting. Hidden does not mean inactive. God, move in silence again today. Move in the places nobody claps for, in my attitude, in my decisions, in what I refuse to say, in what I choose to finish, in the patience it takes to listen instead of dominate, in the self-control to stop reaching for my phone every time I feel uncomfortable, in the wisdom to recognize what matters and let the smaller noise stay small. If you never make today flashy, still make it holy. And for the person praying this who feels guilty because gratitude does not come naturally right now, meet them gently. Some people are trying to be thankful with a heavy chest and a cluttered mind and a calendar that never lets up. Honor their effort. Receive the small thank you that barely leaves their mouth. Multiply it. Let it become light in them, not performance. I want to begin this day awake to grace, awake to the fact that you have already been at work before I noticed, awake to the hidden ways you keep families together, redirect plans, protect minds, mature hearts, and answer prayers in forms we almost dismissed because they didn't arrive wrapped in drama. Thank you for what I can see. Thank you for what I almost missed. Thank you for what you are doing right now that I will only understand later. I don't want to spend this whole day demanding noise when heaven is already moving quietly. If this prayer meets you in a real way, maybe say one thing you're thankful for, even if it feels small. Sometimes that's how the fog starts lifting. And if gratitude feels hard today, you're not alone in that either.